Hello dear viewer, this is me, ICD, and you're probably wondering why am I, a Russian-speaking streamer, did an entire video on English language. And well, sorry for the big disclaimer for the video, but I feel like I have to explain to you what is going on, why this video exists, and etc, etc. So, let's begin, shall we? There are two reasons why this experiment went live on YouTube, and the first reason is because I wanted to, because I just wanted to do content of English language. I never did this before because it required for me to do twice as much content, like do a Russian content and then translate this to English language and put it somewhere. Like, I'm not feeling that I can do that with my schedule being like 1 or 2 videos per week. Maybe I can, maybe I cannot, we will see. And well, the second reason, and probably the last straw, was because of recent events with Russian YouTube. I personally do not live in Russia anymore, and I don't know what is happening, like I don't know the full picture of what's going on, but apparently my viewers said that YouTube in Russia is being slowed down, it's lagging, it's poor quality, and it's getting worse every day. So I felt like my Russian-speaking channel might be at risk of just withering away by its own, because, well, maybe there will be no YouTube in Russia, who knows. So as a backup plan, maybe I can switch to English, we shall see. The problem is I have to do twice as much content if I want to make videos on English language as well, and I don't know if there is a demand for those types of videos. Maybe it's just unnecessary to do that, and so I will not do that. With that said, this video will be an experiment. And if this video performs well, I would actually create a second channel purely on English language, so this channel will be just as it is right now, purely on Russian, and there will be another channel additionally purely on English language for, well, English language speakers. I would post mainly on the Russian channel, but then I will translate my videos and put them on other channel as well. So there will be like the same content across 2 channels, but on different languages. I tried to make subtitles for my Russian videos. It did not turn out pretty well. I felt like I was wasting my time because one video, hour long, with subtitles took me like 1 day to make, and well, nobody actually noticed that, so there's no point of making subtitles, basically. Another thing that I want to do in response to Russian YouTube being slowed down is to make my way into Twitch as well as YouTube. So as soon as I figure out how to do that without crashing every 10 minutes or paying $15 a month, I will be live on Twitch. That's also big news. But my streams will still be on Russian language, I suppose, if well, nothing terrible happens to Russian YouTube, which I hope will not happen. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. Well, this video is entirely about a tournament that I have won in Wednesday, and there's a stream of that tournament with pretty much the same explanation but on Russian language. Therefore, I'm not going to release a video on Russian language about this tournament only on English, because it's gonna be just a duplicate of that stream, and I don't want that. I would appreciate any feedback in comment section, maybe like press like or dislike button. That's a feedback as well. If you don't want to type any comments, just press a button. So I will know if I should make like another channel for English speaking viewers, or nobody cares basically. If nobody cares, then neither do I. Alright, so yeah, enjoy the video and I will see you around very soon. First game of the tournament was versus Sauron, fellow quite strong for a one region player, and well, I can play aggro, I can play standards, I can play whatever, and whenever I feel spicy, I play aggro, whenever I feel more chill, I play standards. At this particular day, I felt more chill, so I was playing standards. And well, my opponent took a marksman specialist pack with arclights and sledges. I can understand why some people do not like this particular setup, because tanks and arclights are both units that are made for clearing chaff, but Orange Man is really strong. It is one of the better specialists. And well, I went for basically sledges and crawlers and giant specialist. Pretty solid starter pack for playing standard. It's fine. It's alright. It's actually quite strong. But yeah, I do have disadvantage at first couple of rounds because of Orange Man, and so yeah, it's gonna be rough in first like 2 or 3 rounds. But I don't have to sell like tanks or arclights to get a better chaff clear, although I will do that in later rounds. But yeah, at least my units are not doing the same thing, like they have a different purpose. I have chaff, I have clear in terms of tanks, and I have single target damage in terms of snipers. I don't have 2 different units for chaff clear. So yeah, I am in disadvantage at first couple of rounds, but then I'm hoping I can get a lot better stuff on the board. These cards are quite trash, except heavy armor, which we could put on free unit, because well, round 2 free units are quite weak. Well, not weak, balanced, let's say, but round 3 and round 4 units recently were changed and now they are a lot stronger. For example, on round 3 you can get a free giant or a level 3 badger, and heavy armor on those are just wild. But my opponent actually picks heavy armor and puts them on level 1 sledges right away. I hoping for an opportunity to put heavy armor on a free unit, which will be quite strong, guaranteed, gaining tempo out of that. 2 more snipers on my board and additional pack of fangs. My opponent went for chaff and also an additional sniper. I am hoping to level up my snipers to get a better late game, particularly decent single target damage. And well, I need something to deal with tanks, so snipers. It's not going too great right now, but here we are at 3 units round. Now, from this point, it's getting a lot more interesting because, well, we have a lot of pretty broken choices, let's say that. We have a level 3 wasp over here, and that pack counters my board as well as their board. We have Vulcan. I don't need Vulcan. I am a giant spec. I can just unlock it for free. Level 3 Badger, very balanced unit that has 20k HP, and well, there are 3 of them. And triple Rhino. We don't need triple Rhino, but it's a good tempo as well if somebody played aggro. From this point on, I have an idea of what composition I should go for, and that composition being Vulcan, Marksman, Wasp, and well, something else like Melter if I need one. And I should pick Wasp here. so I can sell tanks and put Vulcan over here. Now the reason why I'm not picking Vulcan here, because if I go sniper Vulcan, I need to cover air as well. I need to win air fight, and level 3 wasps are ideal for that purpose in case my opponent goes air. Otherwise, I lose to air and just gonna lose the game because of that. So I'm going for level 3 wasps. I'm selling tanks and buying Vulcan, and heavy armor goes onto that Vulcan. My opponent goes for Fire Badger level 3 because it is a balanced unit, and a little flank over here with Arclight and crawlers. I cannot deal with that with my sniper, but wasps can do that. So it's not a big problem. Now badgers are a big problem on the other hand, because, well, they can just kill tanks, kill level 2 tanks. Great units, why not? Yeah, right side just collapsed completely, but on the left side I won, and if I can kill this sniper I will not lose much HP. I will actually win the round, purely because my opponent has no anti-air except this marksman and is dead. Now I need to sell my other sledge pack and put Vulcan over here as well, and somehow deal with those badgers. These cards are not particularly very exciting, so I took electromagnetic impact just to deal with shields. Like, in case my opponent puts a shield on the board, I'm just gonna deal with that with this thing. So on this side I have a melter. Melter particularly to counter badgers, and on this side I cannot deal with shield, like I have no damage to shields, so I just put EMP here, and would you look at that, it's a shield, it's an actual shield, and I can counter that with my small EMP. I deployed a missile here to clear crawlers, so Arclight will die to my sniper, and while Melter will deal with those badgers pretty easily, and my problems are going away slowly but surely. The most important part of this is leveling of snipers. It's happening, like this sniper is already level 3 and others are level 2. And this is another very interesting choice of cards, because, well, Vulcan Descent can deal a lot of damage to either of us. Oil Bomb is nasty as well. We have like oil enablers, we can ignite it. And Tech Specialist is pretty good. We don't have much upgrades, we don't have any upgrades, I would say. But Top Supply Specialist is the least risky choice, because, well, we are playing standard. We don't know how long this game would take, how many rounds there will be, and if I was sure that I will end this game in like 3 rounds, I would definitely pick Oil or Vulcan, but I'm not sure about that. So I took Top Supply Specialist instead, and so did my opponent. And as it turned out, it was a right choice, because, well, how many rounds? Well, 8 rounds is not that much, but it will actually be profitable for a little bit. For a little bit. Now this is the problem, this pack of fangs over here, because I cannot deal with that. I have no clear over here, I have only Melter and Sniper, and those are terrible units to deal with fangs. Another missile required here to deal with this pack, because I'm doing nothing to clear it. And all I did is deployed another Vulcan over here, because I've noticed the problem that I have no clear on this side, so Vulcan it is, and another Wasp pack just in case. Maybe it will tank some hits from marksmen, I don't know. Usually it's not a great idea to deploy melters into a sniper board, This is why I deployed another sack of wasps to kinda like bait marksman shots, so my giants would survive a bit more. It was not a bad idea, I would say. It was fine. But yeah, I have no upgrades on my units. My opponent did range on marksmen, therefore he's winning the round. There are 3 units, like, I don't need anything here. Steel balls, no. Overlords, I don't want to develop overlords into sniper board, and so I can just unlock them for free. Level 3 Wraith, I don't want Wraith against a sniper board. And well, Sabertooth can do something. It can intercept rockets, it can kill tanks, but like, I already have a lot of units that can kill tanks as well. So in my opinion, the best choice here was to just saber cache it and do some upgrades on my existing board, because this composition is pretty strong on its own. I have single target damage, I have snipers, I have melters, I have a lot of clear in terms of Vulcan, I have air covered with wasps, so with high level wasps as well. So yeah, I don't need anything. I just need upgrades and more units, maybe more chaff, but yeah, in general, more upgrades and more units of this type. I don't need any other type of units. So I sold Sabertooth and my opponent went for double overload, and thankfully I have wasps to deal with those. Wasps don't have any upgrades right now. But yeah, if I needed to do some upgrades, I would definitely do those. So I'm adding another melter, another Vulcan, beautiful symmetric board, and just doing my upgrades on snipers, on melters. And everything looks pretty good, I would say, for me. Except my Vulcans are not tanking anything, they're just dying for some reason. And well, I killed all the giants on my opponent's board, so I'm not losing too much HP. But it's getting quite rough over here. My marksmen are not as leveled as his marksmen are, and that's the problem. And here comes Orbital Bombardment, the spell that counters air, and yeah, it's pretty rough for me, because I do have wasps and that's it. I'm not considering shields on wasps, because, well, I don't think that orbital will be much problem for me, and it was not a problem, to be honest. My EMP went off of cooldown, and I used that to disrupt shields, so my orbital would hit more units. Just leveling up my Vulcans gave a range to them, and I am looking forward to upgrade elite marksman on snipers, but I don't have enough money to do that right now. Also EMP boat. And just like that, I'm turning around this game. For some reason, just I don't know what happened exactly, but for some reason, every single Vulcan just kinda survived. Here are some useless cards: senior attack and oil. I can enable oil once again. I do have Vulcans, and my opponent just sold badgers. But he has artillery, and he can upgrade artillery with incendiary bomb. And this is quite an unexpected turn for me, because, well, my opponent went actually wasps and mothership this round, and I was not prepared for that whatsoever. I'm just deploying more marksmen and upgrading them. I still do have these 2 packs of wasps to counter air, but I'm not upgrading them because I don't see any like reasonable threat for me in 3 overloads. But now with mothership, with 3 packs of wasps, that's the problem. Somehow though, maybe with the help of double oil, I can just kill all the wasps with snipers. Maybe because there were not too many ground targets for me to deal with. Like, I don't know how that happened, but yeah, wasps just died, kind of. And that was the game. Just standard giant specialist shenanigans. Nothing too crazy, nothing too clever, in my opinion, but it was like I did some nice decisions, in my opinion, especially with a wasp pick and a saber cash pick. And that's probably what won me this game for the most part, like those 2 decisions. Well, the second game was against a player who I would call just Japanese characters. I don't know how to pronounce that name, sorry. And again, I've got pretty good packs. I got Giant Specialist with tanks again, but I wanted to play Quick Supply with Arclight and Stormcaller because I do like Stormcaller in Standard, and especially in this patch where Tarantulas were introduced. And Japanese characters picked Marksman Specialist once again, with Marksman Mustang pack, and it's kinda weird pack to play, in my opinion. It is kinda bad, like any Mustang start is bad in my opinion, but this start over here is an exception because you can play push with assault mode pretty early on, and it actually is a strong strat with Mustangs. All you had to do is 1. Play aggro, 2. Play assault marksman, and 3. Deploy these 2 packs of Mustangs on one side, as well as, well, Orange Man, because Orange Man always should be deployed on the side that is stronger. Me on the other hand, unaware, is this gonna be push, is this gonna be standard? I'm just deploying units symmetrically, and that's basically it. I have a 200 additional supply and I just don't know how to spend them correctly, so I just deploy another Arclight to help with Mustangs. And surprisingly to me, red slot went for standard as well with Mustangs. And I thought to myself that this would be an easy game, and well, well, it went south pretty quickly, let's say. It was not that easy. It was not that easy. I'm not going to spoil everything, but yeah, I was wrong about that. Second round, no problem, but there was a wasp swarm in the cards. I mistakenly skipped that, and Mustang discount. So I took Mustangs just to deal with those wasps, and I deployed Mustangs vertically behind the tower, because I expect wasps here or here or here, so 2 packs of Mustangs behind towers should deal with any of those 3 positions, and I should not lose tower. Also, Mustangs are quite fine versus marksmen because they can tank some hits, but what I did not expect that my opponent went for improved sledgehammer. In my opinion, one of the worst cards in the entire game, because it just gives you attack on the sledgehammers and makes them cost more, but not HP. If that card gave HP to sledges, I would consider that as a good card, but since it's giving only attack and move speed, I think it's just a waste of money, to be fair. And I was really surprised by that decision. I was really surprised by Mustang standards, and improved sledges now, so I was kinda lost and didn't know what I am doing. There's a second wasp swarm incoming and portable shields. So of course my opponent picks portable shield versus tanks, on tanks I mean, and deploys some storm colors because I have storm colors. I thought to myself that I need to deal with improved sledges as soon as possible before they get like level 2, level 3, level 4, so I deploy Scorpion immediately. And I'm left with 100 supplies, so... crawlers. Crawlers. Now, no Mustangs on left side, which is good for me because my Scorpion can freely hit those tanks even though they have shield. Right side is completely fine. There's an orange man being an obstacle, but other than that, nothing to worry about. And well, another round for me. I'm still not sure what my opponent is doing, and I don't know what to pick in 3 units because I don't know what to expect from this. Like, left side has improved sledgehammers, right side Mustangs. What is going on? And 3 units definitely do not help here. Like wasps, why do I pick wasps versus Mustangs? I don't know, that's a bad idea. I don't know if I should pick melting points versus tanks. I think it's a terrible idea as well. And my opponent has 4 marksmen already, which counter melters. Sabertooth, maybe Sabertooth, like versus tanks, it's a decent unit. But I decided to pick something to tank those tanks and pick steel balls instead. Like I'm not sure what my opponent is doing. Like I have no idea. So I just picked the best unit here, which is steel ball, and so kind of just put them in the back. And I deploy phoenixes because once again I am not sure what my opponent is doing. Like it looks like a war factory setup, because what else you're going to play with Mustangs, chaff, marksmans, and random garbage on the board other than war factory. So I am preparing for war factory. Steel balls might help to deal with those, Scorpion might help to deal with those, and phoenixes as well might help to deal with those. And as well, sabers, like I expect sabers from my opponent, or even melter, and phoenixes are good versus those 2 units. I'm not worried about Mustangs too much versus my phoenixes because, well, I do have a tanky unit that can tank Mustang's shots, and also I do have artillery, so if Mustangs are becoming problem, I'm just pressing fire on my storm colors, and they dead. It's over for them. Also, crawlers to bait artillery once again. Mustangs do not have range improvement, so they die pretty easily. Same with Sabertooths. They did pretty much nothing here. And these tanks level 2 with shields are kinda annoying because of shields, but my opponent like, I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea what they are doing. There's a nuke. Of course, we're going full nuke here. Like, ER Vulcan is fine, but I do have enough clear. So I don't think that ER Vulcan is a good choice here. Also, Amplifying Core, I don't have units to put that on other than Scorpion. And I saw a second Sledgehammer pack. Also, I saw an upgrade of those Sledgehammers. So I deploy another Scorpion, or like to deal with those. Deploy Nuke here, because, well, it's not gonna do much on the left side because of the shielded sledges, and so, well, if I can kill Orange Man and Mustangs, my Phoenixes will do alright no matter what. So I choose to punch right. Unfortunately, I kinda screwed up with a crawler pool, and these tanks went from nuke range. My opponent went mechanical range on sledges and put 2 more of them. It's still not working really good, but well, I don't know. Improved sledges are so trash. There's a second shield, unfortunately for me, so now my Japanese opponents will have 2 tanks that are shielded, and there's nothing for me. Like, I could pick senior defense, but it's too expensive for me. Like, I calculated that I need more scorpions and range on them, so I could not afford going for senior defense, although it would help me a lot. So I decided to just get an absorption model and put them on steel balls. Maybe that would help, who knows? It's a good item for steel balls. And to be fair, I kind of forgot that I did that for the rest of the game. I should have sold them, but well, they existed on the board. Who cares, right? It's fine. It's fine. My opponent went for range on marksmen, so deployed some chaff. I also deployed some chaff because, well, I had no money because I got another scorpion and range on the scorpions. Now I have a problem on the flanks, and I do notice that because there are fangs here and crawlers, and I don't have much clear on size besides like 2 arc lights, and my scorpion, which I deployed to kill, I think this pack of tanks over here, is shooting fangs, so I need to deal with these chaff packs as soon as possible, otherwise it will be not effective. Good thing that I was not alt-tabbed while this game was going, and actually noticed that this is the problem, because this round was lost pretty badly. In the emergency case, I do have a secret plan to deal with those improved tanks and snipers as well. So I have a plan in my head what to go to, but I'm not going to spoil it too soon. Another 3-unit round, and I decided to pick Typhoon to deal with these chaff packs over here and over here, because those are annoying. I want my Scorpion to shoot tanks, not fangs, so yeah, that was a quite clever decision for me, I guess. My opponent went for... I don't remember. Maybe they sold Rhino, level 6, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Typhoons, I put them on very left and very right. Another Scorpion on the left, because I had 3. Now I have 4 Scorpions. Also range on arc lights to help with chaff clear. And yeah, level 6 Rhino. So my opponent sold sabers and put amplifying core on the Rhino, and I have nothing to deal with that Rhino, so he's quite tough. Although I do have leftover bolts that I forgot to sell, and they came very handy here, actually. First time in this game they were actually useful. But yeah, Vulcans are... yeah... Vulcans are quite bad for me. There's a third shield, because yeah, why not? And I took laser sights because I am executing my secret strategy versus this crap. And that strategy is, well, the title of this video, I guess. If you can read, of course. Come on, let's do this. Fast deployment. There we go. Siege mode with double shot. Everyone forgot that this tech exists in the game, and it was like abysmally bad after the nerf, but I still wanted to try it because I had no counter to carry sledges, like this game, or war factories. Like melters after the nerf, they kinda go even with war factories. Oftenly they actually lose to factories, so I decided to keep siege mode in my tags for Scorpion, and I'm not a big fan of nano repair or plate on Scorpions as well, even though those are pretty strong technologies. Like, Scorpions are not made for tanking, in my opinion. They are made to deal with this crap. And let's see how they perform. Oh yeah, and oil from the tower, of course, because everyone loves oil. So, since my opponent has Vulcans, I can actually flame that oil by placing a pack of crawlers that will bait Vulcan. And the left side is on fire. And let's see how those Scorpions do. They actually do really good. They are actually doing stuff. That double shot is a game changer, and of course siege mode. So now I'm not shooting into fangs, I'm actually shooting tanks, and Vulcans are alive, but all tanks are gone. Those scary carry tanks are gone. Only snipers left, and they don't have enough damage to kill my Scorpions, and even under double tower debuff, I am finishing my opponent with 3 siege mode Scorpions. Well, 4, but 1 died. That was glorious. Third and final game was versus Mr. HD Susor, also known as Sweet Sor, for those who cannot speak German, like me. And for the first time in this tournament, I've got trash stars. I've got 3 unplayable starting packs and cost control, and I despise cost control. I really don't want to play cost control ever, because, well, my units are garbo and they don't deal enough damage. They are not tanky, and I lose to crawlers every time. It's pissing me off. Cost control, I don't like this specialist at all, but I have to pick him because other 3 stars were complete garbo, even worse than the cost control. So I decided to give it a go, and I started with artillery once again with fangs. I kinda have no choice, and my opponent went for Tarantulas Marksman, 3rd orange man in a row. God damn it. Well, I had artillery 3 times in a row as well, and artillery is quite fine versus orange man. This is why I do like artillery starts. And also I deployed 2 marksmen. And the reasoning for that is I want my marksmen to be really high level, because I know like Sweet Sour's style a little bit, and that style was, before Charge Shot nerf, just carry arc lights with melters. And marksmen are ultimate answer to both of those threats, arc lights and melters, so I expect my opponent to go for melters or arc lights, and I deploy marksmen, so they can get a lot of levels early on, and I do have a good elite marksman upgrade after that, later in the game. Well, they're not a match for 4 marksmen, obviously, so I'm kind of in a disadvantage here, but artillery is OP. Not really, but it's really good versus Tarantulas, versus Orange Man, so I am fine. Like, I'm losing this round, but I'm not losing this really badly or anything. It was quite even. And the most frustrating moment for me this game was that this artillery did not one-shot marksman, because I am playing cost control. And I lost to 100 HP because of that, just because I am playing cost control. That is frustrating. So these are kinda boring cards, to be fair. Like, Improved War Factory is annoying to deal with, and leaked hackers as well, but I'm not so sure what my opponent plays. Like, once again, I expect melters, so I cannot go War Factory, even improved, and so I just go for shield drop, because Tarantulas cannot do shield, cannot pierce shields at all, and marksmans are not good versus shields either, except Orange Man. Orange Man can do stuff. What I did not expect is 2 artillery packs on round 2, and that Sweetor would skip a portable shield. I mean, not a portable shield, what that's called? The barrier. The blue thing. So my opponent sold one of Tarantulas, and my position is not really good right now. I lack chaff, I lack single target damage, and well, artillery versus artillery, I had to do something, but this shield is doing its job actually, and I'm not losing left tower, and because of that, I'm not losing like 500 HP and just 100. 3 units, there we go. So once again, I lack chaff clear, I only have 2 arclights, so Badgers seems like a fine option to me. A Melter point, I don't know if I should pick Melter into mass snipers. Well, not mass, but 4 snipers is enough to kill Melter, so I'm not sure if I want to go for Melter, just like last game. Mustangs, I don't need them, like they die to fire, and if I see Stormcallers in standard, I expect that it will be fire colors at some point. Wraith as well, I'm not sure why should I need Wraith here. It also dies to marksmans pretty easily, although Sweetor does not have anti-air upgrades on snipers, but I'm like, Wraith has not a lot of range, so I don't like it in standard. Well, Sweetor went for Melter because of course he does, and Arclights because of course. And well, I went for Badgers just for additional clear, just for additional tanking. Like, Badgers are they just work. They're fine, right? Even in standards, they're fine. So I deploy 1 on left, 1 on right, 1 in center. More marksmen, so now I have 5. Still level 1, well, 1 marksman got level 2. Extended range, so they can kill more stuff. And that was actually a good call, because, well, there are Melters. And this is why I did not pick Melters, because they die to marksman really fast, even level 1 marksman. And now every single one of my boys, except this guy, has level 2. Awesome. There's an oil, there's a small EMP and nano repair, and I was worried about nano repair going into Melter because I cannot kill that. But I still went for oil because, well, I can flame it. My opponent actually went for oil in the middle. I was not expecting that. I covered right and left. So that was not ideal situation for me, let's say that. And also, because there's an oil on the ground, next round I am expecting fire color from my opponent. Because it's like the most obvious call you can go for if you have a lot of oil on the ground, right? So that round went pretty easily in my favor because of range on marksmans. Another 3 unit drop, and once again Mustangs just gonna die in fire. Rhino, I don't need a Rhino, like, it's high level Rhino, I get it, but my opponent still has Melters, and they can deal with that. Phoenixes are good versus Melters. I'm not sure if I should get another Melter count like I already have marksman. And typhoon, why would I need typhoon? Like really, why? So I decided to sell the most expensive unit here, which is Phoenix, I guess. Like this costs 300 plus 300 is 600 is 500 for 100 supply, and this is 500 for free. So yeah, it doesn't matter if I sell Typhoon or Phoenix, they cost the same. So I picked Phoenix and just sell that. My opponent does the same, but he sells the Rhino. Haha, he actually lost 50 supply from that move. Oh no. Oh no, he actually lost value, if I'm not mistaken. And he went for War Factory. That was quite unexpected for me. Like I'm waiting for fire colors and I'm just deploying chaff, waiting for this round to be really bad for me, like deploying crawlers in the front so I can just move them around with my bile beacon and so like add additional oil. Maybe it will just randomly burn, and as it turns out it just randomly burned. Not left oil though, left oil is still a problem for me, but not as big problem as War Factory. I cannot kill that. Somehow left oil also got burnt out, don't know why, but that happened and all my stuff just burned in flames. And the War Factory is the only unit left alone on the battlefield with low HP. Sad. We just pick laser sights here because, well, standard gameplay. And I am picking Scorpions once again with my secret addition of Siege Mode. Siege Mode is also really good versus factories because they can deploy acid not to fangs but to factories. Holy moly, it's crazy. I know. So, like, this upgrade is still really good for what it does. It's just was forgotten for some reason. Like, it got a huge nerf, I get it, but it's still a really good upgrade. Because now I can deploy acid right in the factory's face, if factory has a face, and so that factory dies really quickly. And so does this factory. Not so much, to be fair. But yeah, from this point, this game is easy peasy. Like, more Scorpions, more Marksmen, more tech upgrades. That's it. I don't need anything anymore except maybe some protection from wasps. There's another oil. I'm pretty happy about it. I'm literally oil Andy in this game, but like, oil is not winning this game, right? Scorpions do. So I don't think you can complain about oil in this game. That's a good crawler pack over here. Unfortunately, I forgot that there was an orbital bombardment as well, so I'm not deploying any shields here. I literally forgot that I need to deploy shields here, and it was pretty bad. Oil here, crawlers here to kind of bait this thing. I also sold the badgers over here because I thought that these badgers that were here on the right would die instantly to war factories, and that was a mistake actually, because those badgers were really good with dealing with these flanks. Like, on the left, all crawlers are dead 10 seconds ago because of these badgers with range enhancement, and I should not sell these badgers on the right because of this flank. And so I will return them, but not this round. This round, unfortunately, they are in the garbage bin, but I will redeploy them soon enough. Factory got level 2, but it's not a problem, because, well, factory just dies in acid. And another 3 rounds for me. even though I forgot to shield up against orbital bombardment, and these flanks do exist. So nuke is here, of course, we're picking nuke, of course Sweet Sour is also picking nuke. There are badgers that I sold, that I sell in the previous round. They are back here in business. Another oil, because of course. My oil is also here. There's another oil. There's more spells everywhere. Nuke, shields. God damn it, what is happening? Well, pretty much I do have this game in the back, to be fair. Like, I have a 300 additional supply. I don't know where to spend it, so I just upgraded attack level 2. I like leftover 300 supply casually. But yeah. Also, because of missile interceptor on the war factory, I've sold both of my artilleries. I should have mentioned that. Like, artillery is useless versus factories unless I have EMP on something. In this composition, I do not have EMP on any of my units except Arclight. I don't have EMP on marksman. There's an assault mode. So I went. I upgraded fire on my Stormcallers, but I still sold them because they are not going to work versus lots of war factories with missile intercept. So even though I've gotten upgrades for 350, I still sold them. So yeah, one factory died in the nuke, other factory died to a Scorpion. This factory was level 2 and it also died in the acid, and that's the game. That was the game. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All thanks to Siege Mode Scorpions. And yeah, the moral of the story is like if some upgrade is forgotten because of the nerf, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is bad and you should get rid of it. Like, I was playing with armor and repair instead of siege mode for, well, pretty much whole duration of the previous patch, but once I saw that carry tanks are back in the business, I thought to myself that I have no counter to that. And like, my advice would be, if you see some really stupid strategy you cannot counter, you should think to yourself, like, what units should I deploy to counter this, and what upgrades should I take to counter this, and then you should take that upgrade. Even if this upgrade is really bad, it is designed to counter that strategy. So versus that particular strategy, this upgrade should be good. That's exactly the case what happens with the siege mode, in my opinion. Versus carry tanks, this is must-have. Versus mass war factories, this is must-have. And therefore, I took siege mode here. Like, versus mass melters, I get it. It doesn't work versus melters that well, because melters do have EMP. But versus melters, I have another unit that is marksman with elite, with range, and just to deploy them. Mass deploy marksmans, like, really, bruh. And phoenixes as well, if I want to go air. So yeah, I do prefer to have a counter to any, like, known good strategy in my attacks, even if these attacks are quite abysmal. Like, yeah. Would I take a siege mode in every game? Definitely no. Definitely no. But in some particular scenarios, like this game, like previous game, definitely yes, it is needed. Like, I don't know how to counter this without siege scorpions, to be fair. Like, melter, should it work? Probably no. And there it is, advanced group 2. Here we are. Those were the replays. You can watch them, probably. if they are not expired already. So yeah, this is the tale of forgotten upgrade that got me to the first place in the Asia tournament in the advanced group 2. Yeah, so once again, if this video receives like a good feedback, I would create a second channel dedicated to my English speaking viewers. If not, well, I'm just not doing that, I guess. Like, it's not worth it for me. So yeah, your feedback is really crucial for this particular video. So please, pretty please, post something in the comments, or maybe just press the like button. It's also feedback, so I could see like if these videos are in demand or not. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you very much. I will see you next time, probably. Or I would continue post videos on Russian language exclusively. I don't know. I will see you next time. Bye bye.